understand I have Cloud in my earbud on the phone with me because I suddenly had to make this so that we can post Silva's second video because this is the second video that he done goofed by swearing within the first 5 minutes, and we don't want YouTube to bonk him, and I don't want Cloud to bonk me, so I have to make this. I also realized I don't know what constitutes a swear word. Um, I I tried to make this literally 2 seconds ago, and I swore immediately. And then Cloud said, "Oh, that's not technically a swear word. YouTube's fine with that." I don't understand. Nothing makes sense to me. I want to say all the words, but apparently the thing that beavers make, that word, that's a swear word. Apparently. Like, how does that make sense? It just, my entire vernacular is just swearing or swearing fancily. So I don't understand. Um but yeah, so I'm just here. Uh Gods, it's only been like 2 minutes. How do I fill time? Please, people, skip this. Please. Like, skip on to the video. Please. I I just Cloud is heckling me on the phone. And you guys can't hear it, so now I seem crazy because she's just heckling me. Oh, she's heckling me. Um she she's not being falsely accused despite what her lying apple eating mouth would say. Boots with the fur. Apple butter. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shut got low. Okay, okay, okay. I, I, I see. Cloud thinks we're gonna get copyright striked. I, I think I sing too horribly for that to happen. So, um, this is probably gonna sound really weird because you guys can't hear Cloud in my ear, talking to me. So I swear I'm not crazy. um. Uh. So why haven't you skipped this? Why haven't you just skipped to the? Why are you here? Just go to the video. Like I'm just here so our channel doesn't get taken down. Please just skip to the video. You don't need to be here. You don't need to be hearing me talk. Go hear Silva talk for far too long about something you probably about. No! I swore. I don't know if you can hear Cloud. She's just laughing at me. Oh, pointless. I was not supposed to say. Oh, oh no. Oh no. I'm actually tearing up. Oh, God. Uh, okay. Um. Uh, God. Um. Cloud. Oh God. I just hope. Hopefully. Um. Hopefully Cloud can censor that one word. I hope so. Or maybe I'll try to censor it. I'll do something. I don't want to record this again. Please don't make me record this again. Okay. Um. Uh. Oh, it's over there. It's a video. Go watch that video. Ha! Bye. What's better than gold? It's Silva. Your boy's back with another video of these, and fair warning, it's storming a bit outside right now. So if you hear some thundering, some raining, just you know why. If you haven't been here before, welcome to Jelly Cloud Audio. Fantastic YouTube channel, fantastic Patreon, fantastic what else we got? Blue Sky. Yeah. This is not our typical kind of content. Typically we make audios. Our audio role plays, I think that's what they're called nowadays. And on our Patreon, we make some spicy shit. But this is more unique to me. Jelly and Cloud take care of the rest, but this is a Silva original. So, this series is called An Idiot's Guide, where you're not the idiot, but I am. And, of course, disclaimers. Here you go. I'm not gonna remake this shit every time. Here it is. I'm an idiot. I may or may not know what I'm talking about, because I'm gonna talk about a hobby I like, and I'm going off the dome. So, it may not be the most accurate. I'm not doing prior research. Like, I didn't research anything before this. I just started this shit up, got to going. That's because it's just fun that way. You know, this is going to be filled with my opinions, my misremembering, me not being able to say words right, and yeah, I am going to be swearing, as you can already tell. I'm going to try not to drop too many F-bombs, though. If you've ever heard me talk before, that's going to be a hard one. But I'm going to try just for Cloud. This is not for kiddos. These videos are not for kids because of the swearing. I don't cater to kids. Our channels are not for kids. None of our content is for kids. We are for those who are of age. And also, the hobby I'm talking about is very much so not for kids. And we'll get into why it's completely ain't for kids. But today we are going to talk about doll repaints. So, doll repaints. These are so freaking fun. I love doing them. I haven't done it in years at this point, but I love it. And like, a lot of techniques that I got from doll repainting has helped with like cosplays and shit. And it's a really cool hobby, really fun hobby. And this hobby is, and I want everybody to say it with me, not for kids. Not for kids. This was a big issue back when I first got into the hobby. YouTube kind of hated everyone. like for serious doll repaints, even though we're using dolls, fashion dolls typically, um, it is not a kid's hobby. You're using usually harsh chemicals, airborne fumes, spray paints, aerosols, lots of knives, boiling water. Like it can be dangerous. Uh, so it just, this isn't for kids. Don't, like, it's not just drawing on a doll with a marker. Like there's a lot more to it than that. Like doll repaints are really really freaking cool, but they can be dangerous if, even if you're doing it right. So yeah. Anyway, with that extra bit of disclaimer out the way. So what are doll repaints? Well, when you get a typical doll like Barbies or Monster High, like Barbies or Monster High dolls, uh Monster High, like, so fashion dolls are dolls that are made to look nice, you know, you dress them up and all that stuff. They're not just like playing with them. There's effort put into like designing them, designing their clothes and all that shit. Doll repaints are basically getting all that factory makeup on the doll's face and just kind of wiping it off. So it can be real fun to do, but it you're working with harsh chemicals, like I said. Um, but usually when you got the doll, she's got like a pretty little face, you know, and she's got all her hair. Yeah, I ain't an artist, but anyway. So, what doll repaints do at the basic level is just get this paint. You you just get all that paint. You take you, you take it off. Uh, and then you give her a new face. Yeah. And then, like, the same with the hair. You can take off the original hair and give her new hair that you like more. So, that's doll repainting. But how do we do this shit? So, usually what we use is a acetone to remove the factory paint, like the makeup and shit. Acetone's usually what you use to like take off nail polish and shit. So it's not hard to come by. It's pretty easy to come by. You just acetone with some cotton swabs or some Q-tips, and you can take that stuff off real easy. With the hair, what you usually need to do is get scissors to cut most of it off, and you can get it out a lot of different ways. But usually, if the doll you're working on has a vinyl head, you soak the head in boiling water, you get a cup, put the water in the microwave, and get it all hot and steamy. You put the head in there, let it sit, let it soak. It'll soften the vinyl. You pop that bitch off, and now you got a body with no head and a head. And after you cut off like all the hair, you can get a tool, swoosh it around inside the head, and get all the hair plugs out, and get the big chunk of glue and hair left in there out. Usually I needed like long nose pliers to get the rest out, but Regardless, there are plenty of tutorials online on the intricacies on how to do this. This is just a quick and dirty little like, ayo, here it is. So, plenty of tutorials online. Some channels I like. Um, Hexian is good. One of my favorite doll repaint channels is Doll Lightful. Her shit is amazing. She is a very family friendly YouTuber. Again, her shit's not for kids, but it is very family friendly. She doesn't swear. She doesn't like use any profanities or anything like that. Her stuff is really beautiful, really nice, really cool. Highly recommend. I really like watching her stuff, and she was one of the ones that got me really into making doll repaints or doing doll repaints, which also they are also called sometimes, like if you ever want to buy one or look up other stuff for them besides just doll repaints, something good to look up is oak dolls. That means one of a kind. That's what it means. And so you can find a lot of things. You can, if you look on Etsy, some of them are not as intricate as others. So it's just what you want. Some of them are fucking amazing. Like, geez, the amount of time and manpower it would take to make some of these. I'm not talking like manpower as in multiple people, but just like your own individual manpower to make some of that stuff. The detail work is like astonishing. I am in awe. I don't know if I could ever make something as amazing as that. Like, even delightful stuff, like they've made ones with like articulated wings, like full body it is amazing. But we'll talk about that more in a second. So, oak dolls, one of a kind. Usually you look it up, that's what you're gonna get. Typically people who do doll repaints tend to do them on Monster High dolls because the face sculpt is different. And when I mean face sculpt is like, if this is what the face like profile looks like, you got your nose, you got your mouth. Barbies tend to have the same face, so it's just this for every different kind of doll. Monster Highs had very different ones, so that might be one doll might look like this. Like, they had lots of different face shapes, and that's what made them really cool. You could do a lot with them. Plus, they have different skin colors. Monster High dolls are based on monsters, so you got like Draculaura, Cleo, Frankenstein, Laguna, Ghoulia, shit. I never like got super into knowing who's who, and now you can see I don't know all of them, but there are lots of ones. There are ones that are like werewolves, so you got like wolf ears. Draculaura doesn't have ears, if I remember correctly. Laguna has like fish ears and like fish limbs. They got different head shapes. Like Frankenstein's head is typically very boxy. Lots of different, like lots of variation, which makes it really fun, really cool. And if you're trying to do unique things with your doll, having a unique base is real nice. Something other people do as well is doll modifications, like full on. So if the leg is like this, which another reason people like Monster High dolls, they got how many points? They got multiple points of articulation depending on the which doll, because not all versions of Monster High have the same amount of articulation, but typically they have the neck articulation. Uh, they have like the hip, the knee, the elbow, the wrist, and yeah, that's it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's it's this many points of articulation. Having the wrist and the elbows move separately is really nice. They don't tend to have the ankles move, like, which kind of sucks, and they do not tend to have the waist move, which kind of sucks. If you really want articulation, you can go with BJD, ball jointed dolls. Ball jointed dolls are real cool. That's like advanced shit. You got like ball jointed dolls are real cool. Those are kind of pricey. I own a few. I've not repainted them, even though I plan to. I plan to flock a few, which would be real fun. But regardless, this is like, for me, I consider this shit the big leagues. Uh, I have not touched mine because they cost a pretty penny, and I don't want to fuck them up. But regardless, if you want a lot of articulation, ball jointed dolls is where it's at. They have all the points of articulation. Really cool, really nice. Some can look really realistic, some can be like animals and shit. They are really cool. Anyway, but for doll modification, it could be like, hey, here's my leg, but I want it to look more like this. And so you cut that shit up to make it like this. I've seen what was it? Doll motion? Is that their? It's gonna kill me. I don't remember their name. I'm pretty sure it is Doll Motion. Okay, yes. I know I said that I wouldn't look anything up, but I can't not look this person up because their shit is amazing. Uh yeah, they are Doll Motion. They are amazing as well. They also helped get me really into doll repaints. They do like more heavily more heavy modifications to their dolls. Like, I remember one doll where they made her have like a whole snake body, and they made it so that like basically made it part ball jointed doll, so the whole thing could articulate and shit, which was really fucking cool. They also made their whole like they made an entire series, like a stop motion series with their dolls. Um, like, you know, when you were a kid and you'd make stories with your dolls, they did that, but professionally, basically, where it's like a really in depth story. It's really cool. I feel really bad for falling off of it, but like, for serious, go see the shit. Like, it is amazing. Their story is so cool, and what they do is so cool. Them and the Delightful, so amazing, so amazing. Um, anyway, but so you can do like lots and lots of shit with dolls, like really modify them, really make them your own, and it's really fun to do. Um, and when it comes to the hair, uh, when it comes to hair, you can do a lot of different things. Um, there like so there's yarn hair, which you can either do it where you just leave the yarn as is, which is like basically braided fibers, or you can brush out the yarn, which if you just like unweave the yarn, it'll look like curls, which is really fun if you want like big curly hair. Or you can like brush it out more so than just unravel it, brush it out so then it's like poofy, it'll look kind of like fur. If you want it to be fur, then you can do it like that. Or you can take a straightener to that shit and then straighten it out, and it'll be very straight hair. Again, it can also look like fur depending how you use it, but you can make hair like that, or you can use nylon hair, which is what like some people use as well. Some people just call it doll hair. You can also use fucking what? How do you say it? Um, wait, cat. Uh, Fudge nugget. I don't remember. Kick. I don't remember. It's it it's a type of hair that you use for wigs and shit. Like you can use if you go to the like wig places and stuff, you can just buy big ass packs of hair, like $3. $3. I've seen them anywhere from like $2 to like $5 for a big ass pack of hair. That if you're using it for dolls, that'll last you forever. Uh, Lots of different hairs with the expressions. I think that's the brand that I always see everywhere. There's lots of different brands, and if you really want to get fancy, you could use human hair. Like you could just buy that at the store. Um, but there's lots of different hairs you can use, and it just depends what you're looking for, how you're trying to use it. Plenty of tutorials online that's going to teach you exactly the pros and cons of each hair and how to use them, how to work with them. Uh, the other thing about hair is there are a couple different ways you can actually put it on your doll. So, one way you can do it is when you take the hair off of your doll, there are lots of different holes. They're usually in an order, like you can see a bunch of holes down like the part line, shit like that. But one way you do it is fully called re-rooting. So you reroot the hair. So you basically putting hair back into all them holes. Not all of them, typically, depending. Especially if you're using yarn hair, like you can reroot if you just kind of unbraid the yarn. You can reroot that, but don't do it in every hole because it's gonna be a lot of hair. You don't need to reroot in every hole. It's gonna be a lot of hair. If you want a lot of hair, that's fine, but just be cautious. And what you use is a rerooting tool, which you can buy, you can make. What it basically is, it's a needle where, like, the eye of the needle, where you usually thread the yarn, or not yarn, fucking thread the thread. It's just got part of it cut. So it's basically just a loop, and then typically it has something that's gonna hold it in place. You can do like if you get an X-Acto blade and you take off the blade, cut the needle, and then put it in there. You can tighten it up real tight and use it. It's not the best. If you really want something that's gonna last or work well, you can just buy the tools. I'm a cheap bitch, so I make that shit myself. But basically, you thread the hair through it, and then you poke it in there in the pre-existing hole. And you don't poke it all the way. You poke it like a little bit of the way in, enough that the loop is in there, but not enough that it just fills the head, or else you can't put that shit back on the body. And then once you fill this all with hair, then you glue the inside, and then to keep all the fibers like in there, and you're good. You got hair. The other way of doing the hair is by making a wig. So you get the head, and there are tutorials online on how to do this. I'm just giving you the rough and dirty. You basically make a wig cap, whether with fabric or what have you. You make a wig cap, and then you just glue the hair onto the wig cap, so you can just pop that shit onto the head, pop it off. If you need to, if you want to do different styles, let them have different styled hair or different colored hair, have it be real interchangeable. Then the wigs are the way to go. Because when you reroot it, it's kind of just a done deal. It's gonna take a lot to undo that shit. But it's very versatile. The wigs, but rerooting has its own benefits. Again, look that shit up, because I can't show you everything, you know. So just look that shit up. Anyway, there's lots to doll repainting. I didn't even touch on the clothes and shit. Like, it is a really cool hobby. It is a really fun hobby. And there's lots to it. Like I said, there are lots of really cool creators out there on YouTube. It's not that hard to get into it. The tools you need. Shit, I didn't even talk about the tools. So, the biggest thing is Mr. Super Clear. That's what people spray on the vinyl so that whatever they do to the face will stick. I think the one I get is a Mr. Super. Oh shit! I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was loud as thunder. Uh, well, anyway, I usually get the Mr. Super Clear UV. You spray that shit on the face. It primes it for painting, and then you spray between layers to build up, and then you spray to finish it off. Yeah. Another thing you can use is watercolor pencils. You cannot use colored pencils. They will not work. It's got to be watercolor pencils. I don't know the science behind it. Somebody smarter than me does and understands it. I just know that it has been tested and proven that typical colored pencils do not work. It's got to be watercolor pencils. Another thing you can get is soft pastels, not oil pastels, soft pastels. You need the powder. That with some brushes so that you can paint that powder on there. It's just like doing makeup, I guess. But you just use the powder to make more delicate things. There's also just straight up paint, just acrylic paint also does the job. Let me put a little apple barrel. But yeah, acrylic paint, you can do a lot. Like, you don't even need all that if you decide to go with acrylic paint. You can do the whole thing in acrylic paint. You don't even need Mr. Super Clear if you do that. But it's nice to do the whole shebang. So you can like just paint the face on, or you can do what's called like inset eyes, which is you got a big eye hole, and then you got the eyeball, and you put it behind the eye hole, so then it looks all like cool. You know, it looks more 3D. You also got to do that with ball jointed dolls, but like I said, that's more advanced shit. But basically, you're just painting on a face. You're making it whatever you want. And dolls will have, like, I told you, they'd have face sculpts. So they might have like indents where their eyes should be, and their nose is already gonna be there. They'll have it like mouth sculpted, so you can go use those as a hard like guide. You can use those as just a general suggestion. You can do whatever you want, but it's all about having fun and making something you want to make. Um, but it doll repainting is real cool. Uh, if you can't tell, these videos are just gonna be me gushing about a hobby I like and trying to convince you lovely folks to also get into that hobby, or at least appreciate it. Because even if you're not into a hobby, watching videos about somebody else doing it is always fun. But yeah, so I'm not gonna keep holding you up rambling. The last video was supposed to be like 20 minutes. It ended up being like 40. Uh, so I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Go check out Hexian, Doll Lightful, Doll Motion, just doll repaints in general. They are very fun. They're very cool. I would suggest it. Uh, it's a cool hobby. Um, yeah. But anyway, uh, it's been good. Thanks for thanks for being here with me. And no, that's a fucking ugly ass heart. Now I can't let that slide. Mm-mm. There we go. Thanks for spending your time with me, hearing me rant and ramble. Uh, I'll talk to you next time when I talk about another one of my 1,000,001 hobbies. So, yeah, I'll see ya.